So like I was telling Hartley just a second ago, or Hattie, one of you two, we are combining what we did yesterday with what we did last week. Okay, when we solved two-step equations, so if I'm totally ignoring, that's an inequality symbol. Which number do I deal with first? The one by itself. We always save the number that's with x last, right? Okay, so when I'm trying to get rid of this, what do I do? Which one am I getting rid of first? The 3. All right, so we do the opposite. It's subtracting. What's the opposite of subtracting? Adding. So I add. So 11 plus 3 is? So now I have 2x is greater than 14. Mm-hmm. You think what? Our papers are different. What's on y'all's paper? I think these are from yesterday. That one's from yesterday. Yes. Did you grab from the back? No. There was a few extra back there. Okay. So if I'm multiplying by 2, what do? Divide. So divide by 2. Divide by 2. So my x is greater than 7. All right, so I number my number line. What kind of circle am I going to use? Open. Which direction am I shading? The right. Okay, it's pointing towards the right, and I need all my numbers greater than 7, so I'm going to shade it in that direction. All right, number 2. Which number is by itself? 5. It's adding 5, so I subtract 5. 6x is greater than or equal to, well, what's 23 minus 5? 18. All right. What do I do to solve? Divide by 6. X is greater than or equal to 3. All right. What kind of circle am I having on this one? Closed. Which direction am I shading? To the right. Okay, y'all tell me, is that light too bright or does it look better like that? Okay. All right, on number 3, what do you notice when we look at it? What's different about number 3 than 1 and 2? It's backwards, so what should we do first? Well, do we want to rewrite it so that we don't have to flip it when we're done? Okay, so I'm taking my 3x minus 6 and then putting it on the left and putting my 12 on the right. What kind of sign am I going to have? Okay, because my open side is facing the 3 and my point is facing the 12, so it's the point needs to stay facing the 12. Okay? So all I did was to rewrite it to make reading it easier. Okay? So what do I do first? Add 6. All right, well, 12 plus 6 is? 18. So I have 3x is greater than or equal to 18. Then what? Divide by 3. So x is what? Greater than or equal to 6. All right, your number line. So 6, 7, 8, 5, and 4. What kind of circle? Closed. Which way is it going? Right. Okay, what about number 4? We do the same thing. Okay, we want our x on which side? The left. So I'm going to rewrite it. 4x plus 1, and then I have negative 3. The point is pointing at the negative 3, so I have to keep it pointing at the negative 3. Okay. What's my first move? Minus 1. All right, now this right here is what causes y'all to make some mistakes. I have 2 negatives. It equals a negative, and I do what with those 2 numbers? add them. So now I have 4x is greater than -4. Remember, try to think about your negatives as money. If I owe somebody $3 and then I owe them another $1, what am I going to owe them? 4. Okay. Connor, I think you were about to say it makes positive. That's multiplying and dividing. When I have two negatives and I multiply and divide, then I get a positive. But if it's just subtracting, we add them and keep the sign. Okay. Guys, before even thinking about dividing, just look at that. Could you figure out by just looking at that what you would have to do to 4 to get a -4?
Well, wouldn't it have to be bigger?
No.
Well, yeah.
What do you do to 4 to get a -4?
You use the 4.
Okay. What do you multiply by where your number stays the same, essentially?
1.
A 1. But if I have a -4, what would that make my 1? A -1. All right, so I'd have x is greater than or equal to -1. Okay, so I have my -1. What goes to the right of the -1? A 0. Remember, going to the right is always getting bigger. All right, what is this? Which direction does it tell me that this sign is going to say that it's shaped? All right, to the right. Okay, what about number 5?
You have to rewrite it again.
No, we don't have to rewrite it.
So we have to -4 here.
Okay, so I'm going to have to -4. So that gives me -8x is less than or equal to, they're both negative. I owe somebody 12, then I owe them another 4. -16. Then what? Are we dividing by 8? Are we dividing by a -8? What happens when we divide by a negative? We have to flip our sign. Okay? So I would have x. I'm still dividing by -8, but instead of it being x is less than, it's going to be x is greater than or equal to. All right? So if I divide a negative by a negative, I get a positive. So it's a +2. Okay, what kind of circle? Closed and shaded in circle. Going this way. Okay, look at the number that's with the x. What do you notice about it? It's a negative, which means I'm going to have to do what? Okay, I'm going to circle it so that tells me I'm going to have to do something with it when I'm done solving. All right, so I'm going to add 6. What's 19 plus 6? Okay, so I have 5x is greater than 25, -5x. I'm dividing by a negative, which means I have to flip. All right, and it's a positive divided by a negative, which is a -5. But the minute that you notice you are going to divide or multiply by a negative, I want you to circle it to bring attention that you're going to have to flip that. Okay? So I have -5, -4, -3. Okay, what kind of circle? Open. Which direction? Left. Okay, number 7. Do we have a negative? Are we multiplying or dividing by a negative? Okay, so we're going to have to flip my sign. Okay, what do I do with that 2 first? What do I do with that 2 first? Subtract it. It's adding. The opposite of adding is subtracting. So I do -2, -2. So 4 minus 2 is? So now I have x divided by a -5 is less than or equal to 2. Okay, when I'm dividing, how do I solve that? Multiply. So I have x. I heard Xavier say flip sign, so I flip my sign. 5 times 2 is Negative 10 because I have a negative 5. Okay. So I have my negative 10, negative 9, negative 8. All right. What kind of circle? Closed. Which direction? Right. Okay. What do we notice about 18? Okay. So I'm going to rewrite it to where this is on my left. All right. It's pointing at the negative 18. So it has to say pointing at the negative 18. Do you notice anything else about it?
The
3 is a negative. What does that tell me?
Yeah,
I'm going to have to flip my sign again. Okay, but let me solve first and I'll do that last. All right, what's my first step? Minus 6, minus 6. I owe somebody 18 and then I owe them another 6.
24, negative 24.
So I have negative 3x and negative 24. I'm dividing by my negative. So x is less than, well, what's negative 24 divided by negative 3?
Oh, yeah,
8. All right, so I have 8, 9, 10, 7, and 6. What kind of circle? Open. Which direction? Left. All right, I want you to try 9 and 10 on your own. If you finish 9 and 10 before I start going over and you want to see if you can do 11 on your own, go for it.
If we flip the equation, don't we have to flip the sign? Flip the equation.
Yes. Just remember, look at it this way, Hattie. If it's pointing at the 4, whenever I rewrite it, it still has to be pointing at the 4. Okay? Okay, thumbs up if you're good. You're ready for me to go over it? Okay. Can I ask why you wrote this first, not like that? I think so.
40 plus.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Number 9. Somebody tell me what they did first.
I subtracted 6.
Okay. What do we know? Where is the X? Is it on the right or left?
Right.
It's on the right, but where do we want it? The left. So let's rewrite it and do X over 3 plus 6. It's pointing at the 4. It needs to stay pointing at the 4. Now I can solve. I heard Will said minus 6. Minus 6. So now I have X over 3 plus, what is 4 minus 6? Negative 2. All right. Why do I have the plus sign still? I don't know. All right. What do we do from there? Multiply. So X is greater than or equal to negative 6. I'm going to have to number on top. So I have negative 6, negative 5, negative 4. Okay. Open or closed? Closed. Which direction? Okay. All right. So right here, it's on what side? Is that where I want it? Okay. Do you notice anything else, though? I had a negative. I had to divide by negative, so I am going to have to flip my sign. So I add 5, add 5. So I have negative 4x is greater than 12. Right? Then what? Divide by negative 4. Divide by negative 4. So if I divide by negative, flip my sign, it's going to be a positive what? 3. Okay, so 3, 4, and 5, 2, and 1. Open or closed? Oh, yes, it is.
But the positive is bigger.
Yes, it is. And that, Hattie, applies when I'm adding or subtracting, but it's multiplying and dividing. Okay. So I have negative 3. This is negative 3, negative 2, negative 1. All right, open or close circle? Open. Which direction? Left. Okay, so I know Corbin tried 11. Did anybody else try 11? No? Okay. All right. Now, it says we are saving money for a vacation. He charges $12 per yard. This right here tells me what? It means multiply. So that means 12 is going to be multiplied by something. All right, he already has $40. So if he has $40 plus 40, good. He wants to have at least $148 to take with him. So if I want to have at least $148, can I have more? Yes. All right, so that means, can this amount be greater than? Yes. Or equal to. Good. 148. So since it said write and solve, is this part of my answer? Yes. So that's just one part. What's my second? To find that value. All right, so what would I do first? Minus 40. Minus 40. So it gives me 108. What times 12 gives me 108? 9. Not too bad, right? There's one more on the back. And it is from the STAR test. Okay. It has to be easy. All right. So it gives me an inequality. And it says, which number line represents the solution to the inequality? Remember how yesterday I said I should be able to know exactly what it means by just looking at a number line. Okay, based off of my circles and based off of which direction it's going. All right. So what I need to know, though, here, so this is a -5. This is a -5. This is a +5. So do I know that my solution is going to be a 5? I just need to know if it's positive or negative, right? Well, what do I do to 8? Add it. So now I have 3x is greater than or equal to 15. Do I have any negatives there? No. So would my answer be a negative? No. So which two can I eliminate right away?
A and B.
A and B. Okay. My sign is going this way. Which one is it?
D.
Good. Not so bad, right? Not at all.
Alright, now can you do the homework for us?
Can I do the homework for you?